Usually a superhero's powers are pretty straightforward. Super strength, super speed. That's not Dream Girl's power. Dream Girl's power is she makes men fall in love with her. And Dream Girl still isn't sure if she wants to be a superhero or something else. Dream Girl stood outside the jewelry store. She'd been tipped by the owner that someone was going to hit it and she was calling in a favor. She saw huge men in clown masks get out of a dark van and go towards the door carrying guns. Pretty original, Dream Girl thought. She walked out into the open, no care for the men and their guns. Her leather costume hugged her like a glove. Her pink wig, black mask, and pink lipstick hid her face. And as soon as the men saw her, they dropped their guns. "What's wrong, boys?" she said. "I thought you were going to rob a store." The men said, looking at each other. "Why don't you all go home and have a nice long rest?" Dream Girl said. The men looked at each other and then started to get back into the van, but then Dream Girl put her hand up. "Actually, why don't you go to the police station and turn yourselves in? I think you have warrants." The men didn't even think twice about it. They all got into the van and drove towards the police station. Dream Girl watched them go, laughing. She sighed. It was a little easy for her to fight crime. She looked at the diamond necklace in her hands, payment from the jewelry shop owner in advance when they heard about the hit. She put it around her neck, under her pink wig, and sighed. Is this all being a superhero was? Just using her powers, all the men agreeing with her, and... "That's pretty sweet," a voice from right behind her said. Dream Girl whirled around and fell to the ground, seeing a superhero in a white costume with a white, long hair. And worst of all, this superhero, Dream Girl couldn't control. This superhero was a woman. Dream Girl said. Nobody had ever seen her in her superhero costume that she wasn't able to control. She'd only been a superhero for 3 months. "What's the matter?" the superhero said. She waved her hand and suddenly Dream Girl's costume held her still. "You can control men. I can control clothes. What's the difference?" She put her hand out and smiled at her like a cat. "I'm Silk," she said. "What's your name?" She almost said her real name, Becca. Then she remembered. "Dream Girl?" she said, unsure. "You got to be sure about your superhero name, babe," Silk said. She walked off towards the jewelry store and easily picked the lock, breaking in. Dream Girl tried to fight against her costume, but her clothes were holding her still, like they were organic things holding on to her. "It's a pretty cool power you got," Silk said, stuffing the jewelry into a purse and slinging it over her shoulder. "Unfortunately, it's just not good enough. They got tipped off about you and, well, I guess your powers wouldn't work on me." She raised an eyebrow at Dream Girl. "You're cute, though. Maybe I'll come find you." The owner of the jewelry shop snatched the necklace back. "I can't believe this," he said. "I should have called the cops right away." "I'm ruined," the store owner said. Dream Girl tried not to cry. "I'm sorry," she said. "I think that the guys are still at the police station." "I don't care about the guys," the jewelry shop owner said. "How am I supposed to make money now?" She looked down at the ground, and this time she really did cry. "Jesus, how old are you?" the store owner said, walking into the back of the store. "Never hiring a superhero again." Dream Girl walked the streets of the city as it was waking up. Even though she was still in her costume, nobody paid her any mind. One man looked at her, but she controlled him, making him look away. How had Silk, a real superhero, or I guess villain, made her look so stupid? How had she just assumed that it would always be men going on these missions? She took her wig off and took a long shower and cried. She loved crying in the shower. It was the only time that she really felt safe. After a day full of college classes, when night fell again, she put on her costume, but nobody was hiring her. So much for making a little money as a superhero. Well, she'd have to do what normal superheroes did, go on patrol. Dream Girl couldn't fly, she didn't have a grappling hook, so she took the subway like everybody else. People looked at her, but again, she didn't really care. She investigated a kidnapping, one of a little girl of a rich family. But when she knocked on their door in the middle of the night, the man looking through the porthole didn't even see her. "I heard what you did at the jewelry store," he said. "Not interested." "I'll do it for free," Dream Girl said. The man opened the door. His wife, in the back of the room, was crying, clearly distraught. "I know this is just a game for you," the man said, "but our daughter's missing. If you can really bring her back, for free, all will be forgiven. I've got contacts everywhere. No one will know about the jewelry store." Dream Girl swallowed and reached out her hand to shake it. The man looked into her eyes. "You're not controlling me, are you?" Dreamgirl shook her head, ashamed. He shook her hand. Now she had to find the girl. She knew that there was only one place that she could go to look, a place where the villains congregated, but if she went in her superhero outfit, she'd be immediately spotted. She'd have to use her powers carefully, only on a few people, before the kidnappers realized that she was looking and left the city. The villains' bar was packed, everybody was having a good time, and Dreamgirl was just wearing a skimpy dress, looking completely normal. She picked up a tray and started delivering drinks. She learned in places like this, they didn't really care if you worked there, if you were hot enough. She spent 3 hours on her makeup, so she barely made the cut. As she was serving drinks, she overheard a conversation. Girls. Young. And she followed the two men as they went into the back room. "Hey," one of the men said. "Are you here to start a party?" She sat down on the couch next to them and immediately took control of their minds. "Tell me where the girl is," Dreamgirl said. The man immediately spat out the address of a warehouse. Dreamgirl smiled. "Now, start making out with each other," Dreamgirl said. The men started kissing, and Dreamgirl laughed a little bit, opening the curtains so all the criminals could see these two hardened thugs going at it. She was about to leave when Silk entered the bar. "Oh, it's you," Silk said. "You're so much prettier with your natural hair, really." She had to get out of here. Silk took control of her dress, but since the dress didn't restrict her movement as much, it didn't keep her still. She managed to crawl across the floor of the villain bar, and Silk ripped the jackets off of many different criminals, immobilizing her. "We got a hero here. Anyone want to guess what her secret identity is?" Silk said, laughing. Dreamgirl woke up, disoriented, covered in clothes. "Are you sure she can't control me?" a deep male voice said. "I'm sure," Silk said. The clothes opened, revealing a torture chamber. A mob boss, surrounded by superpowered thugs, looked at Dreamgirl in the eyes. "Oh, Jesus Christ, what are you, a freshman in high school?" "College," Dreamgirl said. She looked between the superpowered thugs. There were two flyers, one strong guy, and Silk. Silk was controlling the clothes around her, looking a bit sad. "So, you want to go after the girl," the mob boss said. Dreamgirl looked up at the mob boss and took control of his mind. "Tell me where she is," she said. Silk tightened a cloth around Dreamgirl's neck, and Dreamgirl started choking. "None of that funny business." She released the mob boss from her control. "Give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you," the mob boss said. Instead of looking in the mob boss's eyes, Dreamgirl looked at Silk in the eyes. "How could you work for someone like him?" Dreamgirl said. Silk swallowed, uncomfortable. "You used to be a hero, right?" Dreamgirl said. When she was in class earlier, she had done some research. She found the Silk used to be a hero and then suddenly went off the grid. "What happened to your superhero husband? Did he divorce you?" Dreamgirl said. Silk suddenly went cold. She started choking Dreamgirl. "Hey," the mob boss said. But Silk kept choking her with the cloth. "You don't know what you're talking about," Silk said. As she was hanging there, controlled by the cloth, she felt the clothing pulsing, as if the clothes themselves were mad at her. And when people were mad, they made mistakes. Dreamgirl shifted her weight, and suddenly the clothes keeping her in the air fell apart. All the superheroes ignited, rushing towards her, but Dreamgirl waved her hand, and every single male superhero started fighting every single female superhero, immobilizing everybody except the mob boss, who ran into the other room, and Silk. Dreamgirl ran through the warehouse. She didn't want to think about what unspeakable things were here, but it looked like a giant factory where they packaged and sold drugs. She had to get out of here right now when a cloth grabbed her foot, dragging her across the factory floor, holding her in front of Silk. "You think you can just do whatever you want because you can control people?" Silk said. "That's what I did," Silk said. "It's only a matter of time before you end up just like me. Why don't I just kill you to make it easier?" Dreamgirl looked at her in the eyes. There was only one piece of clothing holding her, dangling right in front of Silk. Dreamgirl kicked with all of her might right into Silk's head. Silk fainted, unconscious. All the clothes hit the floor. Dreamgirl looked out the window and noticed she was in the address they had told her. The girl was here, somehow. She looked at Silk, immobilized on the floor. She promised herself that she would never become that. As she went deeper and deeper into the warehouse basement, she heard the cries of a little girl. "It's okay," a thug said. He actually felt bad for her. "Let me read you another story." "I want to go home," the little girl said. Dreamgirl grit her teeth, opened the door, and took control of the thug's mind. "Hi, I'm a superhero," Dreamgirl said, crouching in front of the girl. "I'm going to take you home to your parents." As she carried the little girl up to the doorstep and rang the doorbell, she watched the mother and father unite with their kids. The man looked at her. He pulled out his wallet, which was full of cash. "Please, let me pay you." Dreamgirl looked at the cash. She thought about how she needed money. "No," Dreamgirl said. "I don't need it." The man tried to put the money in her hand. Please, I was angry before. My daughter was missing. Please let me pay you. No, Dreamgirl said, smiling a little. I help people because I want to, she said, from now on. The rich man put the money back into his wallet and looked at Dreamgirl with new eyes. You remind me of the classic heroes, he said. Thank you so much. If there's anything you need, I don't need anything, Dreamgirl said. She kneeled down and looked the little girl in the eyes. Bye, sweetie. I want to be a superhero like her, Mommy, the little girl said, and Dreamgirl's eyes filled with tears. She left and walked down the front steps. As she walked down the steps, she saw Silk waiting for her from behind a tree. She put her hands up and tried to find a man to control, but Silk put her hand up. It's all right, Silk said. I thought about what you said, Silk said. I used to be a hero and I just stopped. She looked at Dreamgirl in the eyes. When you can control things, you sometimes forget about what things control you. She put her hand on Dreamgirl's shoulder. Be careful, okay? And as she used cloth to swing into the night, Dreamgirl watched her leave, totally and utterly confused. But one thing was for sure. She didn't hate Silk. She was just the bad version of herself. The version she could become if she kept being selfish.